It's the KQ Morning Show. 92 KQRS.
I'm Steve Gorman. This is the KQ Morning Show. It is Thursday, November the 21st. Remember when Emotional Rescue came out? Everyone said, man, the Stones suck now. It's still pretty great. Still pretty cooking right there, baby. If that song came out right now and it was a brand new band, we'd be like, oh, my God, the future of rock and roll is here. Thank God. All right, let's get into it. It's your top 5 at 6. Whoo, baby. Oh, bummer. Number 5, Vic Flick has died. You're going, who's Vic Flick?
Guy with a great name.
Yeah. Boy, don't get me started. Your name is Vic Flick.
Yeah.
Your face should be spray painted on brick walls all throughout London.
Could have been a lounge singer.
It could have been anything. He could have been a politician. He could have been an airline pilot.
He tried,
Just
didn't stick for Vic Flick.
I don't know how that's possible. Vic Flick died at the age of 87. He passed away after battling Alzheimer's disease. He is a guitarist, a London session musician. By the way, also played on Nancy Sinatra's These Boots Were Made for Walking, Dusty Springfield, Cliff Richard, Shirley Bassey, Tom Jones, It's Not Unusual, and What's New Pussycat, and Petula Clark's Downtown.
What a hip cat.
That's what I'm saying. He's not just the Bond theme. Vic Flick, we hardly knew ye. I'm so sorry. I'm just now hearing your name. That would have been a hotel name back in the day of hotel aliases. Vic Flick. Yeah. Can I help you? I love this guy.
Would have been a good James Bond villain, I think.
Exactly. How did this not happen? Who was his marketing director? Just probably a really quiet, mousy little dude from, would you like to play guitar, really? Could I get some tea? So my name's Vic Flick. Vic, he probably called himself Victor. Hello, Victor Flick. How are you?
What if he was always there to light your cigarette with his lighter?
With his Bic?
Yeah.
With his Bic lighter?
Oh, yeah, of course. Hey, Vic.
Flick's Bic.
Flick that Bic, Vic. Man. Yeah. All right. Well done, brother.
Did you hear who the new James Bond is? You guys haven't heard?
I have
no.
not.
It's not Billy Bob Thornton.
Martin Short.
Martin Short would be a great James Bond. No, it's somebody stuck a microphone 2 days ago in Billy Bob Thornton's face as he was coming out of a club. Said, is it true you're going to be the next James Bond? And he just laughed and walked away.
Yeah, I bet he did. Be the first time you see James Bond with a crack pipe.
Yeah.
Billy Bob be like, let's do a different angle on this. Let's put him in the gutter.
Like a bad Santa James Bond,
That's what I'm saying. Billy Bob would turn that dark real fast. Number 4 on your top 5 at 6, Newman from Seinfeld. The actor's name, Wayne Knight. If we all remember the show Seinfeld, he was basically Jerry's nemesis. Newman. Hello, Newman. Mm-hmm. Wayne Knight is down over 100 pounds from his top weight, and a very thin guy, looks healthy these days, and says basically can't get hired to save his life because nobody will accept him as thin Wayne Knight. Everyone wants Fat Newman back, and then he shows up for the audition, and they're like, yeah, that's not what I was looking for.
It is weird. When I was living out in L.A., I saw him at the Galleria Mall, and it was startling because I knew it was him, but it wasn't the same. It was like, Newman, hey, you're too skinny.
Yeah, really? Yeah. How dare you take care of yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can, but nobody wants to see you on a big screen now. We want the big Newman. It's like Jonah Hill. He lost a lot of weight and started whining that he couldn't get any acting gigs. Mm-hmm. You're not that good of an actor, dude. Well, get fat.
Yeah, there may be something else to it. When your girth is, you know what? I'm not taking shots here, but I always said if John Popper weighed 160 pounds and played a harmonica like that, we would have run him out of town.
Yeah,
dude, shut up. All right, number 3 on your top 5 at 6. Oh, my word. Here's 2 words nobody ever needs to hear. Ruptured testicle. Matt, that sounded like a Star Wars animal. I don't know how I got that. I can't get that tone back. Matt Zuccarello, the Minnesota Wild forward, crumpled to the ice on November 14th after a wrist shot struck him unexpectedly in the front office, and it has now been revealed that he did suffer, in fact, a ruptured testicle.
My penis.
Let's just pause for a moment. My God.
Yeah, it's and I said when we talked about it originally happened, I thought it was a hook from Boldy, a teammate.
Yeah.
They got him to put him down, but I don't know what it was exactly. But I said, you're in playing hockey and you're not wearing a cup, right. But he was wearing a cup.
Oh, he was wearing a cup. Felino was on the Half-Assed Morning Show yesterday talking about it. That's where the source of this information. And he said it was hilarious of the dented nut cup. That's right. The nut cup has a giant dent. It's funny now that we know he's okay. Well, the truth is, in the locker room, it was funny before
funny
they
the
even.
whole time.
He hadn't stood up yet, and they were like, "Oh my God, you see Matt's take that one right into the hood."
It's pee-pee time.
You got to go get. Don't you have to go get one of those things that the rednecks like to hang from the truck?
Oh yeah.
Hitch one of those big nut sacks and
it'll
put
be
it up in his locker.
Yeah,
for
there you
sure.
Whew. Man, the injury often requires surgical repair. Sometimes a testicle must be removed.
Yeah.
You can maintain fertility with just one testicle. So, he's out for about 3 to 4 weeks. I myself would push that to more like 3 or 4 years, but that's just me.
Yeah, I know. Almost lost one myself playing professional hockey or D-League softball. And when was that, Crystal?
Brian, I hesitated to bring it up. I know this is a tough story for you to hear.
Testicles, penis, vagina, urination, defecation.
Yeah,
that was difficult.
Just give me a if you put me on the ice, man, I'm putting like a colander down there. Like
one of those old night cod pieces. One of those big metal Henry VIII cod pieces, very prominent.
No kid, that piece of sheet metal that fell in Texas Stadium, I'd wrap it around me like a skirt, like a full-length skirt.
Right.
Number 2 on your top 5 and 6. We're morning people around here, and if you're listening to us, as are you. But self-help guru Mel Robbins, a woman who's got a huge following on Instagram, including me. I follow this woman on Instagram because I saw a few things a couple years ago, and I thought that's just good old-fashioned horse sense. I don't pay much attention, but I realized when I looked at it, I'm like, wait. And I looked at my Instagram. I'm like, I follow this woman. I haven't seen her for a while, but she has a new hack for people who have a hard time getting up in the morning. A lot of people wake up with a sense of dread. Your first few minutes of the day are kind of anxiety plagued, and she has a great new way to shake it off. Let's listen to just a little of her 4-minute explanation.
Today, I'm going to teach you this life-changing technique called slithering. The first step for me is you're going to think about just letting the weight of your emotion drop you out of bed. Now I am dripping down the side of the bed. I'm getting on the floor. And instead of fighting the heaviness, embrace it. I would just kind of start to move, and I'm writhing around on the floor. And you're not going to stand up yet. Get on all fours and crawl across the floor to the bathroom.
Shut the up.
She goes on to say she did this every single day for 6 weeks, and it's changed her life. And by the way, it's 4 minutes, and it's a video, and she's holding a microphone, not like a little mouthpiece, but like a radio microphone in her hand the whole time. It's hilarious.
Slither out of bed. The problem is, if you live with someone, they're going to think you're nuts. Yep. And if you don't live with someone, you're going to think you're nuts.
That's how that works. It's exactly how that works. Hey, good morning to our friends over in Robbinsdale.
Oh, Robbinsdale. You know who's from Robbinsdale? This just came up the other day. The late, great Gene Okerlund. Interviewer, World Wrestling Federation, World Championship Wrestling. Mean Gene Okerlund is from Robbinsdale. That just came up the other day.
Wow.
Yeah, and Steve Zahn, the actor.
Yeah. No, I was at Okerlund Falls recently. Beautiful hike. Anyway, anybody else who's from Robbinsdale, we're happy to have you with us this morning. Number 1 on your top 5 at 6. Every year, right around now, we start seeing all these Christmas products, and we all roll our eyes, and we go, my God, what kind of idiots did they think we are? Until this year, because I am looking at the Miller Lite Yule Lager. It's a beer pouring fireplace. Yeah. It's a limited edition piece of furniture. It has a custom LED screen that looks just like a crackling fire with sound effects and a chimney beer tower. It's like a tap system. It's got hooks for hanging stockings. You put this bad boy in the middle of your house, and you are going to be either the coolest person you've ever seen or the person your neighbors make fun of forever. And either way, I don't care, because I never go for these things, and I'm looking at this, and I'm going, oh, my God, that is a fireplace that gives me beer. I don't know what else I need for Christmas.
You don't, but you're not going to get one. They're only making 50 of of them. They're selling them for $250 a pop. I mean, you can go on YouTube and watch the Yule Lager. And I know this because I have a buddy, Andrew, out there that every year he gets the Miller Lite gimmick. The Beernaments, the tree keg stand.
Yeah, right.
Last year he had, what was it? It was the beer cracker. It was a hat that opens bottles and cans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. No, but he's freaking out this year because they're only doing 50 at $250 a pop, and he likes to be, leading the curve. So good luck, Andy.
Oh, come on, Andy. Well, we'll come over and test. We'll test drive that bad boy for you.
Yeah,
if you
I won't
get one of those.
But I won't be bringing a keg of Miller Lite for it. Well, we can substitute.
Oh, we can substitute. Yeah. No. There was never a question that I'd be filling that bad boy with Miller Lite. But you know what? In a pinch, hell, I don't care.
Yeah.
It looks like a fire and it's pouring me beer. I'm not going to complain.
Yep.
Listen, if you don't want to slither out of bed in the morning, I fully get that. But so let's say you're outside. Let's say you're out camping. Let's say you're in a sleeping bag. You're already on the ground, so that's one problem removed right there. Maybe we should start spending more time outdoors in sleeping bags. And if we decide to do that, I've got a great idea how to make sure you stay warm overnight. And it just involves a little bit of your pee. Hang tight.
Connect with us on the KQ Talk and Text line. 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
Magic carpet ride. That's what it feels like when I go camping. I feel like I'm on a magic carpet. I'm kidding. I don't go camping.
No.
Nah. I mean, I go with friends who are really, really, really knowledgeable campers. But me in the woods, like on a wing and a prayer, not interested. No, thank you. But like I do, Rosemary and I we have a couple that we've been friends with for 30 years, and they like go live out, and we'll if they're there, I'll go. They're the people that can, they'll just look at the tree and be like, we can make a tent from these leaves. And I'm like, okay, let's go. But if I am going to be outside, especially now in the cold, I'm a guy who's always looking for a tip. You never know when you're going to end up sleeping outside. Things could go wrong. Things could go sideways, or you could intend to be out there. Thankfully, a viral video is giving us a great tip on how to stay warm if you find yourself in a sleeping bag outside in the winter. Well, this guy's telling me if I fill a plastic bottle with my own pee, seal it, and then stick it in my sleeping bag with me, it will stay warm and, in fact, keep me warm all night. If true, this is great news. But I think you're right, Jeff. At some point, no, not a chance.
There's your band name, though. Hot Urine.
Ladies and gentlemen from Minnesota, Hot Urine.
No, man.
The rock and roll music, and they come from the Gopher State. The band Hot Urine is just so smashing and just rocking hard. We can sell great merch. Just used plastic bottles.
Yeah, I liked Webby's idea of starting the campfire with gasoline one year. Up in
sure.
Yeah, that was a better one than this one. And it didn't go well, by the way.
I did
Wow.
They actually brought out a fire crew.
Oh, that'll happen.
Yeah, it spread. It's kind of on a slope. Too much gas.
Gasoline's funny that way. We were in North Carolina in the mountains when the kids were like 8 and 6, and we were just we weren't on an actual hike. We were on a short trail to like a wooden. A fascinating bridge that we were going to go take a look at or something. Very short walk through the woods. And Marley fell, and she skinned her knee. And she went down. She was like, oh! And, I mean, right out of central casting, a German, student, he looked like he's hiking the Appalachian Trail. He comes around the corner, backpack. He's got supplies for days. And this kid, nicest guy in the world, early 20s probably, and he looks down and goes, does this little girl need a patch? And I said, I'm sorry, what? And then he kneels down, takes his backpack off, and he pulls out a box of Band-Aids. Does this little girl need a patch? And I said, she would love a patch, thanks. And my kids, to this day, We got any patches that we just, because it was the joke forever. If you need a Band-Aid, it's like, Dad, do you need a patch for your fingertip? You know, like that's been a shtick forever. You can do a lot worse than a German hiker helping you out, you know, for lifelong family hilarity. But it is the time of year where people are going out in the woods in the cold to go camping. I'm always up for best or even better worst camping tips. Camping, you got some advice, you know, anything that's saved the day, let us know. 651-989-ROCK is the KQ Talk and text line. 651-989-ROCK, Ryder.
Yes.
That's the number.
That is the number.
I am all for camping advice, good, bad, or otherwise. I'm also a bit of a history buff. It is November 21st. On this day in 1981, BYU quarterback Jim McMahon threw for 565 yards and 4 touchdowns in a 56-28 victory over the University of Utah. He was just about to be the number 1 draft choice for the Chicago Bears. McMahon left BYU with 70 NCAA passing records. 70.
Yeah.
Kind of amazing when you think he started his career at BYU as a baseball player and as the team's punter. The quarterback got hurt late in his freshman year, and he persuaded the coaches to give him a shot. They're like, "You're the punter." He goes, "No, I can wing that ball, man. Watch." And then took over. The Chicago Bears took him in the first round, 5th overall in the 1982 draft, and Jim McMahon, thrilled to be out of that restrictive culture at BYU, strolled into his first public function as the Bears' new quarterback with a beer in his hand. Mike Ditka and Bears owner and founder George Halas both lost their minds, and the die was cast. He was going to be that guy, and he was that guy. Jim McMahon, fun fact, known for always wearing sunglasses. He wasn't trying to be cool. When he was 6, he was trying to untie a knot in a toy gun holster with a fork. And he severed the cornea in his right eye when the fork slipped. And his vision was saved, but he had a tremendous eye sensitivity to light in his left eye, hence the sunglasses forever.
He would have wore them anyway.
Yeah, he would have. Of course he would have. By the way, 97 career starts. That's all. He was 67-30 as a starter. Only 18,000 yards passing, 100 touchdowns, 90 interceptions, 226 sacks, and always just a gamer. And in my lifetime, far and away the greatest quarterback the Bears ever have, which explains why they're the Bears.
Yeah, he wasn't a great quarterback by any stretch of the imagination, but very entertaining, and entertained us here in Minnesota for a little while. Was it a year or 2?
Yeah, yeah. The morning of the Super Bowl that McMahon led the Bears to victory over the Patriots in New Orleans, as the sun came up, and I know this from one of his teammates, as the sun came up in the French Quarter, they went, "We should probably get back to bed, huh?" Yeah, that was Jim McMahon drinking until 6 a.m. the morning of the Super Bowl.
I would have too if I had that defense.
Damn straight.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS. You're listening to the KQ Morning Show. Steve, Zep, Tony, and Ryder on 92 KQRS.
All right, can everybody see in here? I want to thank everyone in the family for having this Zoom meeting. We can only have 10 over for Thanksgiving dinner, so someone has to be cut from the list. And we thought the only fair way to do it, family vote. Dave, we'll start with you.
Uncle Earl.
Huh.
Sue?
I'm so sorry. Earl.
Ugh. The twins?
Definitely Uncle Earl.
What?
Grandpa?
Earl! Dad?
My son Nick, who is FaceTiming from upstairs?
Uncle Earl, I guess.
And you couldn't come down?
I'm playing video games.
Wow.
Linda?
Earl, you've never asked to host a Thanksgiving dinner, not once.
That's messed up.
Baby Tina?
Uncle Earl.
What's that, Happy? Earl?
The dog gets a vote?
Mm-hmm. Earl, to quote Jeff Probst, the tribe has spoken.
How about I sit at the card table? I'll be off to the side.
No, Earl, I'm sorry. It's unanimous.
Sorry, Earl.
Worst year ever.
Doof. KQ Morning Show. It's Thursday, November 21st. Old Earl, you earned that one. 1975 Thanksgiving, one of the most important of my life because it was the first time I wasn't at the card table.
Yeah, that's a big day for you.
Well, the family moved and half the kids stayed behind, and suddenly it was like, hey, there's room for Steven at the actual table.
Yeah.
Because that little card table off to the side, man, that was a standard Thanksgiving Christmas.
Oh, yeah. The kid table, yeah. You don't want to get stuck there too long. Ours is an Uncle Frank. I don't get back home very much for Thanksgiving anymore, but we do our own thing. But you want an Uncle Frank, you want an Uncle Earl at Thanksgiving. Otherwise, the family, there's always got to be an a-hole at every holiday get-together. You don't want to be the a-hole. It's Uncle Earl. Keep that kooky, crazy, over-drinking, politically weird uncle around.
You need a guy like that because, the old, if you don't know who the a-hole is, it's you. And if Uncle Earl or Frank is there, then you know it's not you. So, yeah. No, the black sheep play a very, very important function in any family setting.
Just like the kid table, yeah.
Yeah, got to have a black sheep over there. Hey, quick shout out to our friends in Hopkins, Minnesota. Hopkins, I get my back cracked in Hopkins. Got a great chiropractor out there. I'm there all the time. Nice little town. Love the little Main Street area. Mm-hmm. Got a good ball player by the name of Paige Beckers from Hopkins. Yeah. She's going to be your number one pick in the WNBA draft this year after her last season at UConn. She'll show that Caitlin Clark who's boss.
And home to the world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade now that O'Gara's doesn't do it. I don't think O'Gara's does it anymore under new ownership. But I think they have a 4-block parade on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah.
I prefer the O'Gara's vibe. Just cross the room. Wasn't that what that was?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. Hey, so next week, if you already have your black sheep established and you don't have to think about that anymore, how about this? How much are you going to eat, and are you really going to be prepared to break a personal best record? Popular Science, so you know it's smart. Popular Science magazine has given us a list of how to eat as much as humanly possible. Tips for the glutton that lives within us all. Number 1, don't skip breakfast.
Right.
Really? You'll eat too fast if you go in starving. So, unless it's a super early dinner, then breakfast is fine. Get a good full breakfast as long as you have 4 or 5 hours of space after breakfast before you sit down for the big meal.
Yeah, so we always have our meal at 1 o'clock. It's just 1-ish. That's when we do it. Yeah, so you can have second meal at like 5 o'clock, and then of course the late night snack. So for us in the morning, very light. Maybe that's where they get out that mom gets out that thing with the carrots and the celery and the dip, and beer, of course, and some celery and carrots for breakfast.
That sounds.
You're ready to go at 1 o'clock.
Okay. Hell yeah, you are. So number 2, we go a little later, actually, now that I think about it. We're more like a 3 or 4. Get that first football game in, and then between kickoff after the first game, early in the second usually is when we're sitting down.
All right.
Number 2, go for a brisk walk right before you eat. It'll stimulate your appetite, and it will help you to digest any food that's still in your stomach. That's not going to happen.
Well, that's why they have the football, right? We go outside. That's why we go outside and play football before dinner. Start whipping it around, or after, but
that's a good point. Yeah, the brisk walk, though. I you know what? As it's getting closer, and as the smells are just infusing every bit of my DNA, the last thing I want to do is leave the house and take a walk.
Well, you're going to have the fart walk later. We learned all about the fart walk.
That's just called taking a walk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Number 3. Take a few deep breaths before you start eating. It's easier to pack a lot of food in when you're relaxed, so some deep breathing should help. So while everyone else closes their eyes and someone's saying grace, just that's when you get your deep breathing in.
Heavy breathing?
Or go out to the garage and just do a couple of, big hits off a joint or a 1-y. Hold it. Make sure you hold it. It's going to stimulate your appetite, and you've got some deep breaths in there.
I get stoned so infrequently that if I got baked before I sat down at Thanksgiving, I would be terrified of how much I would eat. Oh my God, that would be awful. And I would eat myself into sleep at the table.
You'd finish other people's plates.
I guarantee it. I might have to. That would be just a fun, set up the camera, just shoot the whole video, and we could regale ourselves for years with that one. Here's number 4. Check this out. It says start out with your carbs. Go for the stuffing and mashed potatoes first, because turkey has a lot of protein, and that will make you feel full.
Well, I love me some Popular Science, but I'm going to eat the mashed potatoes and a stuffing without the turkey.
It just says get some of those big bites in first. Yeah.
All right.
Lay down the base.
Lay down a strongs. Yeah, it's like the primer, on the wall before the paint. Mashed potatoes also don't require a lot of chewing, and chewing, but a lot of chewing will trick your brain into thinking you're fuller than you actually are.
Yeah. I got beat up so bad in a fight once that I couldn't open my jaw. All I could eat was mashed potatoes for 3 days.
Oof.
Yeah, no chewing. Yeah, it was fun.
My brother Dave broke his jaw freshman year of college. When this happened, he was 6'6" and weighed 160 pounds. And he broke his jaw and had it wired shut for 6 weeks.
Oh.
And he lost like 25 pounds, including Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Hey, Skeletor.
And he had enough of an overbite where he could get a straw up in there, and my mom was taking Thanksgiving and going in the blender and adding water and gravy. So he had like a Thanksgiving milkshake, and then he had a Christmas dinner milkshake too.
Oh.
I mean, he was the skinniest dude you ever saw before he broke his jaw. And in case you're wondering how that happened, all you got to know is 2 words: Little Kings.
Little Kings?
Cream ale. Never had the Little Kings cream ale?
Oh, no.
Just call it beer then. He was just hammered. Okay. Yeah, just dorm drunk hijinks.
Took a tumble.
Took a tumble. Number 5. Hey, here's a good tip. Don't eat any vegetables.
Frickin' brilliant.
Yeah. Vegetables have a lot of fiber, and that expands in your stomach. Liquid takes up a lot of room, so don't drink too much either.
You hear that, Mom?
What does it say about us that popular science is like, let's help everybody eat more than they would ever.
What about the green bean casserole with a cream of mushroom soup and then crunchy onions on top?
Well, I think that that counteracts. That's like the soup and the crispy onions that takes away all the possible fiber benefits of that green bean.
Yeah.
And then here's my favorite. Take a break and go for another walk. Don't walk after dinner. Take a break in dinner for a walk. It'll help you digest. If you've just ate carbs, your stomach is going to feel empty again in 30 to 90 minutes. So you know what you could do is just go stuffing and mashed potatoes for a whole meal, and then 2 hours later, then go back for round 2 and bring everything else to the party.
Good strategy.
All right. I got to have that turkey right away, though, man, with the stuffing and the mashed potatoes. It's all going to be mashed together. But, yeah, I mean, I get it. That's most of those I will try to accomplish next week.
I get everything on the plate. And I like my bites to be, like, I'll have a shank of ham, dip it in the mashed potatoes, put some stuffing on there, some corn. I want a bite with at least 4 or 5 different items on the fork for the first bite. It's like the overture before a Broadway play. You get a little sampling of every song you're about to hear. That's my first few bites on Thanksgiving. Then I focus in one at a time. But that's how I liked it. But, I'm an old musical kid, so that's how I think. One other tip real quick. We all know how wonderful a McDonald's McRib sandwich is. By God, they're available for a brief period of time every few years, and you got to go get them. If you like me are a McRib fan and you've sat at Thanksgiving dinner and thought, man, you know what would top all this off? Just some McRib sauce. I got good news. I got good news for you. McDonald's has just announced the return of the McRib, but for the first time ever, you can buy for $19.99 a half-gallon jug.
Ooh.
A whole lot of McRib sauce. That's what they call it.
Ooh,
you can go to a website and get a half gallon. The McRib itself comes back December 3rd, so not before Thanksgiving. But starting November 25th, you can get a half-gallon jug of McRib sauce. So now, think about your Thanksgiving dinner, and now think about dribbling McRib sauce over every square inch of that plate. Oh.
I mean, it's expensive at $20 for a half gallon. It won't go far. What you could do, a little McRib sauce hack here, is take a gallon of WD-40 motor oil and then just dump a whole bag of sugar in there. McRib sauce. I don't know if you know that or not.
No, good thinking. That's actually that's the kind of life hack we can all get behind. Wow. It's just funny because it's true. It's just what it is. Hey, and by the way, speaking of culinary delights, Pizza Hut is in the wine business. I'm not making it up, but you're going to think I am. Hang tight.
Connect with us on the KQ Talk and Text line. 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
Hey, man, I'm getting my teeth cleaned today. Can't wait. Woo!
All right.
I'm going to go in there. I'm going to be flexing the flossing. I've been flossing like a maniac the last few months because I'm going to walk in there and go, ha, no blood in your face.
Wow. Show off.
I guarantee you they're like, oh, we're going to crush this guy today. No. I say no. Zep, you're a floss guy from way back.
Yeah, I'm a flosser. That's my thing. I don't like stuff in my teeth, you know. I got a lot of big weird gaps in there, I guess. So, yeah, no, I'm always looking for a flosser. You know, I've panicked out on the road. I'm like, oh, my God, I forgot my little bag of flossers. So when I get to where I'm going, I've got to right away get a flosser. Get a bag of floss.
Oh yeah,
picks.
yeah. No, my entire adult life has been a series of on or off the floss train. I'm either fully going 2-3 times a day, or I'll do it once a week. But this last 6 months, man. I'm
really getting after it.
Personal records, yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. But with the holidays coming up, though, there's going to be a lot of food in our teeth. We all know this. If you're a big Pizza Hut fan, you might not need floss to clean out your teeth after eating a pizza. You can just take some of Pizza Hut's new wine and swish it around in your mouth like Listerine.
Okay.
That's right. Pizza Hut is now offering, wait for this, pizza-flavored wine.
I actually just did herp a little.
They say that this wine, here's a quote, it captures the essence of your favorite slice in every sip.
Yeah.
It sounds interesting.
It sounds,
is it?
Tony, the peanut butter and pickle cheeseburger guy has a question mark on his forehead.
That's because you're thinking of wine made with grapes. However, this is not made with grapes. It's made with tomatoes, and wouldn't that just be pizza sauce?
I would imagine so. By the way, they're calling it tomato wine. Nice name. Really? That's all?
Okay.
At least go tomato wine.
Yeah.
Maybe in a mix like a good bloody. It's kind of similar.
I was thinking. Wouldn't this be damn close to a bloody?
Yeah.
Right. It's already got some alcohol in it. It's like a double bloody. I mean, and so what Napa Vineyard is offering this?
It's Irvine Winery. It's an Irvine Winery. It's a little east of Napa, actually.
Yeah.
Just a little east. It's in Kansas.
Yes, all right.
Hey, by the way, when I said the word Kansas, 3 French people died in their sleep, and they don't even know why. No idea why. Just like, wine from Kansas. Well, sacre bleu.
This might start a war.
Oh, my God.
If you get the $60 gift pack, you get a couple of Pizza Hut wine glasses with it.
Pizza Hut wine glasses.
With the logo.
An opener, and then another great quote. An aromatic blend of fresh herbs and spices with rich sun-ripened tomato notes and a subtle hint of toasted oak. Just light a piece of wood on fire, stick it in some tomato sauce, and then drink it, I guess. What the hell are they talking about?
It'll sell out. It'll sell out. All these holiday gimmicks. Yeah, I've got buddies that live for this kind of stuff. I told you about Andrew, who wants to get his Miller Lite beer keg. Maybe we'll talk about that in a second. But a fireplace or whatever. But people, it'll sell out. I guarantee it'll sell out. Not only will it sell out, they'll be on eBay for twice the price, and those will sell out.
I have one word for you: fungus. As in, that information is so old, it's already got fungus on it. It is sold out. I just clicked on the link. I just hit the link. Tomato wine by Pizza Hut, currently sold out due to exceptionally high demand. Sold out for the 2024 holiday season.
You could come up with a Christmas ornament filled with diarrhea, and it would sell out.
Oh, my God.
People would want to hang it on their tree. I want it. I'm going to give you $100 for it right now.
I'm going to run that by the marketing department later today.
No kidding.
As long as that's a little oaky, I think it'll be fine.
Well, after I have some of my a Pizza Hut wine with it.
Man, my mom made Christmas ornaments one year, like got some kit where you get the ornament and you sew on this fabric and then do the baubles and doubles. And
sounds very mom.
It was very mom, very 70s. And those ornaments were in their own box. There was like a dozen of them. And I mean, every year decorating that tree, you would have thought it was the baby Jesus himself 12 times. It was like, honey, no, honey, just bring the other ornament. Leave that box. No, honey, don't touch those. And I grew up in a house where those ornaments were just like, I mean, it was gold. Like, put on gloves if you're going to touch mom's ornaments.
Yeah.
And then one year she gave everyone like one. I have one of them. It's on our tree every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Kind of weird, kind of 70s, kind of cool.
Yeah.
Same back in the days when she would make strawberry jam every year too.
Just
jar after jar of just straight up sugar with a little bit of red strawberry stuff in there.
The things your mom made back in the 1970s, my mom got a candle making. Of course, they all got the label makers there for a while, but then she got a candle making kit, or maybe we got it for her. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why they did all this crap, because this was their presents often. Let's get mom. And boy, did we have candles. You would have thought it was like a Gothic cathedral, Notre Dame. When you walked in, it's just like 1,000 candles everywhere all the time.
Sure.
My uncle had a rock polisher.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
those? Unbelievably loud.
Yes, they are.
Banging
but boy,
in your skull, but look at this
make a pretty
shiny
rock. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Hey, man, for the record, Milo and Opal is a candle company. Milo and Opal Scents is what it's called.
All right.
That's that's Rosemary and her sister's candle company. They make candles now. They got
really?
A whole candle racket going on. Yeah.
Say it again for me.
Milo and Opal Scents, SENTS.
Milo
Get on Instagram.
They're going to rival Goop.
All right.
I tell you what, man. From your ears, from your lips to God's ears. Hang on. So, hang on. They could rival Goop, which means they're going to have a vagina scented candle soon. I don't think it's going to happen. They're going for a different vibe.
All right.
Oh, these are nice ones. These are very nice. Yeah.
They're actually great. I'm just one guy here, but man, their candles smell so good that I couldn't hide my surprise at how good they were.
Yeah,
She's
really?
like, what'd you expect? I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I guess I expected these to smell like socks. It's just like, wow, nice job, guys. These are great.
Hey, if you order now the Christmas Hearth Cinnamon Clove candle, you're guaranteed November delivery.
Oh, hell yeah, you are. Get on it, man. Here's something else for the holidays. The Fireball mini stocking ornament. Fireball.
Oh, no.
Fireball whiskey. There you go. Don't just trim the tree, slay it. Fireball mini stocking ornament, red with black trim, size just right to hold the 50 milliliter bottle.
All right.
Come on, man.
While we're giving away commercials this morning, here you go.
It's Hannah Stocking, here with Fireball. Family stressing you out over the holidays? You can't slap your family, can't slap your homemade whiskey stocking. Introducing the Fireball non-denominational holiday-themed whiskey stocking. Now you can finally enjoy your Fireball whiskey even though your family sort of sucks.
Come on.
Hang it.
It's actually pretty good.
Slap it.
Wow.
And pour it. It's that easy. Get your
right.
Fireball non-denominational.
All right. Hold 35 shots of Fireball. What could possibly go wrong?
35 shots of Fireball is 36 more than I ever need to know about.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Amen.
man. I had a shot of Fireball whiskey this summer accidentally. I went over to over there in Wisconsin, that amphitheater, the gig, the Somerset.
Chippewa Falls. Oh, Somerset. Sorry.
The word Scranton almost came out. I was like,
wow.
Scranton?
All right.
I was over at Somerset. I was for Hootie and the Blowfish. My buddy, my friends over there playing. And before they go on stage every night, they always have they've done this since they were a club band. They just have a thing. It's just called shots. They just have a bunch of shots. Everyone does a shot, and everyone meaning the band, the crew, all of their guests. I've seen them do this with 200 people in a room, and there'll be like a long table, and there's just like tiny shot glasses, and someone on the crew just pours as many shots as they need. Mm-hmm. And at the gig at Somerset, there was some Jack Daniels, and there was some. They give you options. And I thought, a shot of Jack, and everyone cheers, and I put it back, and it was Fireball. And I was like, oh, for the love of God. And so then I had to chase it with Jack to get the Fireball in my mouth. And then I go like that in 36 seconds. I'm like, I got a buzz. Holy crap.
I didn't mean to do this.
But then when you're the guy, though, going for the second shot, everyone's like, really?
No,
it's just a ceremonial thing. You don't understand. I grabbed the wrong shot. There's like, how's Steve doing? Is he okay? Sorry, guys. It's just one of those things. I thought really I was in a different place. I thought I was in the Jack Daniels line. You can find the KQ Morning Show podcast anywhere you get podcasts anytime you want. Sponsored by Devani's Pizza and Hot Hoagies. My God, do I love their food. There you have it. Hey, you know what? The Minnesota Wild are playing some pretty good hockey. Ruptured testicle or not, this is a hell of a hockey team. And the Winnipeg Jets are so far even better, and they're going to be here Monday night. We've got some hockey tickets to give away here on the KQ Morning Show, and we're going to do just that. If you're a tech fan, you're going to be very interested in this because, of course, the age-old competition that we love around here called app or crap.
Yes.
Hang tight.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS. It's the KQ Morning Show. Steve, Zepp, Tony, and Ryder on Minnesota's classic rock. 92 KQRS.
Let's get to it. The Minnesota Wild hosting the Winnipeg Jets Monday. That's going to be an old-fashioned Donnybrook, a barn burner of a hockey game, and we want to give away 2 tickets. Right now, callers 9 and 2 on the KQ Talk and Text line, 651-989-ROCK. 651-989-ROCK. Callers 9 and 2 will compete. They'll play a game. They will be ready to... we like to throw people into the squared circle, a gladiator-esque competition.
Yeah. Thunderdome.
Life and death hockey tickets, Thunderdome, whatever you're looking for, we're going to give it to you. And while we line those callers up, good morning, Somerset, Wisconsin. We just talked about Somerset a minute ago.
Can you believe it?
It's just crazy.
What are the odds?
God, I can't even believe that, man. It's like 1 minute I'm telling a story about Fireball whiskey in Somerset, and then a minute later I'm like, by God, let's just bring Somerset back up and say good morning.
Absolutely.
Nice?
Sportsman bloody this morning. The snit, the little side beer you get with it there, over there you get yourself a Coors Light or something. Yeah, you get a little bump with that. Full can of Coors Light.
Oh, nice.
And a hard-boiled egg.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you've talked me into it. Let's go. Let's roll. Let's roll, Somerset.
Yeah.
Somerset, home of the big snit. All right, we got a couple hockey fans ready to rock a ball game right now. Tony, why don't we discuss first things first? What are we playing today?
This fine game, it's a fan favorite. They're going to battle over this. Apps, life enhancers, amazing time wasters. They're an essential part of our lives.
Sure.
So we're going to give you a brief title and description. Then you guess is it a real app or is it just made up crapola? App or crap?
It's app or crap. We got 2 folks ready to rock. I believe. Let's see. Is Michelle contestant number 1? I believe. Michelle, good
from
morning.
Randolph.
Good morning.
Michelle, give me your favorite band.
I'm going with Tesla.
That'll work. Tesla. Wow. Sacramento's very own. Michelle, who's your favorite team? Any sport?
The Steelers.
Hey, Michelle, my bell.
Someone's flirting with Zepp all of a sudden. All right. The Steelers. Good season for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't go so well.
No.
They
no
didn't,
connection
right?
made
Awkward
there.
first date?
Yeah.
No, I know. There's a lot of Steelers fans because a whole bunch of people moved here from Pittsburgh when they did that Delta Northwest merge. They closed down a big thing over there. Yeah, we got black and gold bars all over St. Paul. Upstairs, McGovern's. Sunday, be there.
I feel like Chuck Woolery. I'm going to sit weirdly sideways and say, so tell us about the day.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
Back in 2 and 2. Okay, Michelle, sit tight for 1 sec. Contestant number 2, I believe we have Jason. Jason, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Give me your favorite band, brother.
Pink Floyd.
That'll work. Give me your favorite team, any sport.
With ease, Monticello Moose Hockey.
Right on.
Oh, yeah, baby. All right, fair enough. All right, guys, Michelle, Jason, we're playing app or crap. Good luck to you both.
Thank you.
All right, we'll start with Michelle. Your first one is Seal Kiss. Seals are playful, seals are intelligent, and some say they're good kissers. Find out for yourself. Customize and click on adorable seals and sea lions from golden to baby harp, from zoos to the California coast. Send their images along with a big heart emoji to your loved ones or wannabe loved ones, and when opened, your chosen seal gives a big on-screen kiss to the recipient. Mwah!
Wow.
App or crap?
I'm going to say crap.
You are correct. That is made up.
It'd be nice if they had like a club option, just for when you're not, you're feeling a little dark. Kiss them or club them.
Kiss them or club them.
Yeah. Are we going back and forth here?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Let's
right
do
on.
it.
All right, Jason. The musical Fruit, a soundboard of various effects of farts and flatulence, are color-coded and presented as a variety of fruit symbols according to stages of juiciness. Just click and it's bombs away. App or crap?
I'm going with app.
I'm sorry. That sounds cool, but made up.
Should be.
Yeah, pardon me. Excuse me.
Yet again, Tony Lee just printing money if he ever follows through on any of these concepts.
Michelle, water llama, water tracker. There's nothing cuter than a llama to help you stay on top of your hydration goals. Timely reminders and challenges are presented to you via a friendly llama. App or crap?
I guess I'll go app this time.
It is real.
Wow.
A water llama.
Anybody here ever been bitten by a llama other than me?
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
A badge of honor.
Yeah, got me right in the scalp. Tried to take the back half of my head off at a petting zoo once.
What were you doing sticking your head in there?
No, we were feeding him. He had the little pellets, and I turned my back, and he just grabbed my scalp with his teeth. And then my brother punched it in the throat, and you've never heard a sound quite like that.
You punched a llama.
This is a llama screaming.
Yeah, right in the middle. Right, by the way, right in the middle of a mall where that happened. we just ran down to the video game place. Get out of here! All right, Jason, you're up.
Jason, yours is Brute Force Bob. Work out your aggression and increase your impact score as you aggressively tap the screen on a close-up facial shot of Bob, an obnoxious and customizable bully. Give him a virtual punch in the face. App or crap?
Oh, man. I'm going crap.
It's true. It ain't real.
Man.
All right.
Excellent.
That's a good job. I was just picturing Scott Farkas this time of year, and you say bully. Kid from A Christmas Story.
No,
Farkas.
Farkas.
Michelle, Billy Idol's Rodeo. Billy Idol's Rodeo. Let loose with a yeehaw and a rebel yell as you test your rodeo skills, from obstacle course riding to steer roping, courtesy of the punkiest cowboy in the corral, Billy Idol, who owns an expansive full-service ranch in Wyoming. App or crap?
No, I'll say crap.
You're right. It's all made up. He's not a ranch owner, for cripe's
He's
sake.
not? Well, Kanye
I don't think so.
is out in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Billy Idol, however, big fan of Hidden Valley Ranch.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's common knowledge, isn't it?
Who isn't?
You know what he dips in there? Just his fingers. Oh, look, it's off my fingers because I'm a punk.
That's how he stays thin.
That's exactly right.
Jason, yours is Drama Box. Dive into drama, looking for something to watch during your commute, your lunch break, or just to unwind? With Drama Box, you can access a huge selection of high-quality content from some of the best creators across the globe. Popular dramas in HD quality wherever you are. App or crap?
I'll go app.
It is.
Bang.
It's real.
Not your wife's nickname.
Nope. All right, two more. Michelle, grovel and beg. Did you really mess up? Did you break up and want to put it back together? Enter in your personal mistake, snafu, or regrettable event, and then you have a menu of countless choices at your fingertips of creative excuses, alibis, and sincere-sounding apologies ready to be communicated as your own. Grovel and Beg is here to save the day, to smooth over a situation and get you back in business, or maybe even back in bed.
I'm going to say no, crap.
You're right.
Oh, I was just trying to download it. Damn it, never mind.
Zep is cracking up and going,
I did. I had my phone in my hand. Get that sucker.
All right, last one for you, Jason. This is Flow, the #1 female health app created by experts to help understand your cycle, help you try for a baby, transition through pregnancy, or just track your period. Flow is there for you, and not just once a month. Jason.
I'm going app.
I'm sorry?
I'm going app.
You're correct.
Okay.
It is an app. Man,
Yeah.
you smarty pants, both of yous.
Man, it looks like so that's it. It looks like Michelle going 4 for 4, just by a nose. Jason,
Yes.
3 for 4. Jason,
Good job,
solid
Michelle.
effort, but no, Michelle was not going to be denied. Enjoy that hockey game, Michelle. Monday night, Jets, Wild. It's going to be a big one. Thanks for playing, guys.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
You got it. Appreciate that. Man,
Jason said, "Love you."
love you too, brother.
Case, buddy.
Sometimes I just forget everything. You know
Yeah.
what? I had something I was about to say, and it's as if someone just blasted me with a bright light. I just froze up.
Was it that we're going to talk to Sam Ekstrom in just a minute?
What are you, a mind reader? Holy crap! Vikings Insider Sam Ekstrom coming on. Hang tight.
Connect with us on the KQ Talk and Text line. 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
Oh, baby. Oh, my. It's time to talk football. Sam Ekstrom is on the horn with us right now. Sam, of course, has covered the Vikings since 2014. Host and executive producer with the Locked On Sports Minnesota Podcast Network, providing daily Vikings analysis on YouTube and your preferred podcast feed. Sam, good morning, brother.
Good morning to you. How are we doing?
We're great, man. The old famous Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. I guess we're a pretty good football team at 8-2, favored in Chicago to be 9-2. It makes sense of it for me because these last few weeks, yes, we've won, but do we look like a team that's 9-2 to you?
The scores of the games do not look like you are an 8-2 football team. I think if you look a little deeper, I think the Vikings are throwing people off the scent a little bit. I mean, the defense has been unbelievable the last 3 weeks, taken on, albeit pretty meager teams. But the offense is actually functioning at a pretty high level. I think that's what people are getting confused about because they're not scoring the way they should. They're shooting themselves in the foot. But they're moving the football, Steve. They're moving it up and down the field. They're extending drives. They're winning time of possession. They're converting like an unbelievable rate of first downs. I think there's a lot of meat on this bone that they can tap into. They just need to score more, right? Like if they don't drop a touchdown in the end zone in the fourth quarter of that Titans game, they score 30 points, and we probably walk away really, really happy. They just can't convert drives. They can't end them with 7 points. That's been the problem.
Well, this will be a good week to make some of those fixes in Chicago. Third straight road game, and that does start to wear on a team. I'm sure it's much easier to just wake up at home all week long instead of getting on that plane and flying down to Chicago for the third straight week. But if there is a team that seems like they're going to be a great place to tighten all the screws, it does look like this Bears team.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen more vitriol from a fan base than I have from the Bears fan base toward themselves this week. I mean, coming off the Hail Mary that they gave up 4 weeks ago, I thought that was bad, and then they got crushed in 2 games, and then they lose on a blocked field goal to their bitter rival, Green Bay. It's bad. Like, they are at an all-time low. They've fired their offensive coordinator. People are disagreeing with the coach. Nobody's happy. They're miserable right now. So you got to take advantage of that lack of morale, so to speak, and try to get the job done in a place where you usually play pretty ugly football games. Nobody goes to Chicago to look aesthetically good. You go to Chicago and you try to survive in the Windy City.
Right. And the Bears, of course, with that number 1 pick, Caleb Williams, he's not been bad. I mean, there seems to be this feeling like maybe he's a bust. Bo Nix looks like he's the best rookie quarterback right now. Caleb's not been terrible, but he doesn't have the wins. he's responsible for 73% of the team's yards. I mean, he's doing certain things that seem to be pretty good. That said, it's a tough spot for a rookie to look at across the field and see Brian Flores standing over there.
Yeah, that's the ticket here. I mean, Brian Flores has wreaked havoc on young quarterbacks this season. Caleb Williams got a new play caller last week after they fired their offensive coordinator, and he was not explosive, but he was productive.
Mm-hmm.
He accounted for over 300 yards when you include his legs. He was very willing to run for first downs. His mobility is perhaps his biggest weapon. And they got the ball out of his hands really quickly. And he didn't throw a touchdown, but he also didn't throw an interception. And he took 3 sacks. But to be a better, more decisive decision maker. So we'll see if that continues going forward. But he's a weapon. You got to watch out for his legs. If it's 3rd down and 8, he can run for a first down. He's got that in his football genetics. So I'm worried about Caleb Williams. I don't know if I'm worried about a lot of other pieces of the Bears, but I think Caleb Williams has it in him to put together a big game at any time.
Yeah, I love this Vikings defense. I think most people do. The line sure does against Caleb Williams and the Bears offense. Losers of 4. I mean, you just got to make sure this isn't a trap game. And one of the best defenses in the NFL should help you avoid that. I feel like this is one of those Vikings teams that are going to make the mistakes always. I mean, if they played another 50 games this season, they'd keep making mistakes offensively, but they've got enough firepower. Sam Darnold's good enough. Coach O'Connell and his staff are good enough coaching staff to play well enough to keep winning. Are they going to be playing well enough to keep winning when they get to the playoffs against maybe a team like the Eagles or the Lions or maybe even the Cardinals who they've got coming up? So avoid the trap game here. Show that you've got what it takes when the Cardinals come to town. And this team has some real good playoff feel to it, I think.
Yeah, this is probably the last game for a while that you can just win with your defense. And I think you can. I mean, I think you feel pretty good that this defense is not going to give up multiple touchdowns in the game. You just don't. I mean, they might. Last week they had one slip up. They gave up the 98-yard touchdown, which was a little bit fluky. Other than that, you felt pretty good that the Titans were not going to drive the field on you, and I think you feel the same way here against the Bears. You're going to hold them to 3 points at worst most of the time. Maybe you give up 1 touchdown, but this defense, there's such a confidence level that, especially against an offense that's not functioning very well, they're probably going to make their life hell, and they're going to hold them under 20 points. And then your offense doesn't have to do all that much. And you're right. The offense seems to be so mistake-prone. It might just be who they are. So you got to win this game with your defense. And then you go into a stretch of games where you probably have to have a little better offensive execution. You would love to start showing that a little bit in games where, why not win at 31-13? Why does it have to be ugly? Why can't you go out and actually take all doubt out of the equation by the 4th quarter?
Well, you're going to have some of those opportunities when the Cardinals and the Falcons come to town. They're going to bring some firepower. They can put up some yards, and even against this defense. So you may find yourself in a shootout here in the next couple of weeks. But, yeah, you can't let this one go into Chicago. It's going to be cool, maybe a little rainy this Sunday. You can't let it be a trap game and finish up.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the scores in recent years against Chicago. They've won 4 in a row at Soldier. A lot of prime numbers in there, like 19-13, ugly scores, 16-9. Like it usually plays out that way. It seems like with this team taking on the Bears. So it might not be pretty, but I think if you win by any means necessary, you get to 9-2, you're feeling really good.
Sam Ekstrom's with us on the KQ Morning Show. We were talking earlier in the show, just a story about Jim McMahon popped up. And I made the point, in my lifetime, he's far and away the Bears' greatest quarterback. What is it about this franchise in such a great city, such a great sports town? Why can they never get the quarterback right? It's so many coaches, so many coordinators, so many draft picks. It just seems like they're cursed. But really, what does it come down to? Is it ownership? Does it start all the way with the Hallis family?
Boy, it is hard to diagnose. I mean, I've always said that I think Chicago is just a really hard place to play offense. The turf is always a little haphazard in Chicago. The swirling winds kind of reduce your ability to put together a passing game. And you're in a division where, historically, you've had to go up against the Packers and Vikings 4 times a year. That's a quarter of your schedule, and they've usually been the better teams in that rivalry, at least in the past couple decades. So that all plays into it, but they've made a lot of poor decisions. They've cycled through a lot of coaches. Just the lack of continuity has been maddening. I mean, in my time following it, Jay Cutler might be the best Bears quarterback that I've seen. I think he got him to 1 NFC championship, maybe 2, but even with Cutler, a lot of lean years. So it's crazy that they're looking at Jaden Daniels, the number 2 pick, thriving in Washington, and here they've got Caleb Williams, and they're struggling to really get any traction.
Boy, you're not kidding. I saw Cutler at a UFC event once, and he was drinking beers and keeping each cup and putting the next one in, and he had a stack of like 9 big tumblers, and I was like, there's your Bears quarterback right there. He's just hammered out in public. Classic Chicago quarterback situation. Yeah, you're right. The league is fascinating. I mean, like, we love the defense up here, but a defense without an offense is kind of moot in the modern NFL. And it does seem like the Bears, they're still thinking about Dick Butkus down there. They're still excited about, the monsters of the Midway. It's like, guys, the game is evolving pretty rapidly and has been for 40 years.
Yeah, Leslie Frazier and Mike Singletary can still go to any bar in Chicago and not buy a drink. They recognize all those guys from 85. Yeah, 40th anniversary of that team coming up, and they haven't really moved on. Like, they're still resting on those laurels. And it seems like when the Bears have had success, it usually is because of their defense. They've had some generationally good defenses, and those have been the years where they've been great. And they made a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman, for crying out loud, back in 2006. Like, you can, and maybe that's a little bit of hope for the Vikings, that if your defense is playing at that high of a level, you can do amazing things in the postseason, and that might be the route they have to take. I think Sam Darnold might even be a little better than Rex Grossman. So there you go. I think it's possible. We saw Denver won with their defense in 2015. So it does happen every few years where a defense can just carry you the whole way.
Rex Grossman, or as I always called him, Rex Gross, man. Not a real scintillating, enjoyable player to watch for sure. So, okay, let's say we go down there and take care of business, coming back 9-2. It's still, it still looks good. Cardinals and Falcons, yeah, that's a different level. But then you go back to the Bears at home, Seattle, Green Bay. I mean, it's a little dicey. You've got a few games you got to really think about, but it sounds so inconceivable when the season started. But 12-5 is easy to imagine at this point. 13-4, I can see very easily. This is one of the more pleasant surprise seasons, I got to think, in a long time around here. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, unexpected success is always super satisfying as a fan when it comes out of nowhere the way it has, and I think that's kind of carrying this team and lifting this fan base to a different level of excitement. The sad part is that they could easily go 13-4, and they're going to be a 5 seed. Yeah. So the way the playoff structure works, the Lions get the 1 seed, and then the Vikings might have the second best record in the conference, stuck as the 5 seed going on the road in the playoffs. That's going to be disappointing if it plays out that way, that you can't truly jockey for seeding the way you want to. But hey, keep the Lions within your sights. I mean, they're still only a game back. It's still within reach, and the Lions have the Bills and 49ers coming up. Right. It's not over yet for the division.
Right.
Sam Ekstrom with us on the KQ Morning Show. Sorry, Zep, go ahead.
No. I love that Vikings-Lions game at the end of the season. It's in Detroit. But, yeah, you're still within a game. When you get to that one, that's going to be a playoff game right there.
Sam, it's time to give us your pick for the game. Give us the score and tell us what the most embarrassing, infuriating moment that will fire up the Bears fan base this week. Is it going to be a dropped punt, a blocked kick? Is it going to be 9 interceptions? Give us the score and tell us what the Bears will do to destroy the hopes and dreams of all of their fans this week.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Vikings win. Again, a lot of prime numbers here. Let's go Vikings 19-11. And I think that the Bears, there will be a Bears player. Let's just pin it on DJ Moore. Let's say it's DJ Moore. We'll do one of those where he runs to the goal line and then drops the ball at the half-yard line as he's going in and wipes away the touchdown. Yeah. That's going to be the boneheaded error. that will doom the Bears this week.
Man, that is always a welcome sight. I love every time someone does that. It's because the fact that it still happens never ceases to amaze me. Sam, if you're in Chicago, do you go for Chicago dog? Do you like a Polish sausage? I mean, what sort of meat in a bun do you prefer?
Yeah, I'll go to a Portillo's and enjoy that. Yeah. I do enjoy a couple slices of the deep dish too. That's probably more of the go-to. It's not the kind of pizza I prefer when I'm here. But when I'm in Chicago, I like to do as the Chicagoans do. So a little deep dish to load up on game day and feel extremely full for the rest of the day. That's kind of my style.
All right, very good. And last thing, first, when you sit down Thanksgiving, we're not going to talk to you next week on Thursday. When you sit down at Thanksgiving, what's the first thing your fork hits?
First thing, my fork hits. It's got to be the mashed potatoes. I mean, with the gravy, and then with that same bite, you get some stuffing in there, and you kind of just put together like a cocktail of flavors on your fork, and get that first Thanksgiving bite. Oh,
yeah.
So good.
Yeah, you're singing my song, brother. That's exactly right. All right, let's go kick the Bears' ass, and we'll talk to you in a couple weeks, Sam. Thanks, brother.
Talk to you then.
I liked the score, 19-11.
You know why I like
funny.
it? Why? You know why I like it? Most of the time, the Bears have played, or the Vikings have played the Bears in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Now, I think they did score 29 a couple of years ago, or last year, I mean. But most of the time, both of them scoring in the teens.
Man.
Soldier Field, outside, November, baby.
Yeah, it's definitely, despite the fact that team is, middling at best more often than not, it's Soldier Field. It's like Yankee Stadium. It's just got its own aura, its own vibe. You might get the win, but you're going to feel like you're in a rock fight every time, especially this late in the season. Very excited for this game on Sunday. The fact that this team could very well be 9-2 is still just my riders like, yeah, whatever. We're 9-1.
No, the fact that it's still 9-2 and people are calling up like bummed that they're Vikings fans. I mean, we should be in good spirits if you're worshiping the purple.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
No, we didn't get that 4-game losing skid that you usually get in the middle of the season. They turned it around after 2. Thank God we got the AFC South for a stretch. But
nothing better. Trust me. As a longtime former Nashville resident, when I saw that schedule, I was like, oh, sweet. These teams all suck every year, regardless. Hey, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is on the road. They're bringing that holiday hits, their own holiday hits on tour, and you could see them in the city of your choice, Phoenix or Tampa or Nashville or Atlanta. They have a ton of gigs between now and the end of the year, and it will be your call where to go. One winner is going to score 2 premium tickets to the TSO concert of their choice, plus round-trip air, a 3-night hotel stay, plus a $1,000 gift card. Text the national keyword tour to 95819 for a chance to win the top 5 at 9. Coming up, hang tight.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS. You're listening to the KQ Morning Show. Steve, Zep, Tony, and Ryder on 92 KQRS.
Good morning. If you're just joining us, hey, good timing, because it's time for your top 5 at 9. 5 stories you need to know. You don't want to know. You need to know. We're not going to ask you what you want. We're going to tell you what you need. Henry Ford said if I'd asked the people what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. He gave them cars, damn it, and that's what we're here to do right now. Number 5 on your top 5 at 9. If you hate waking up in the morning, well, welcome to the club. Mel Robbins is a self-help sort of guru. She's got billions of followers on all the social media platforms, and she, offers really good tips for life and how to live it is kind of her bag. She's got a new hack. If you hate waking up, if you wake up with a feeling of dread and anxiety, like a lot of us do, first thoughts of the day when the alarm goes off is, oh no, Mel's got just the thing for you.
The first step for me is you're going to think about just letting the weight of your emotion drop you out of bed. Now I am dripping down the side of the bed. I'm getting on the floor. And instead of fighting the heaviness, embrace it. I would just kind of start to move, and I'm writhing around on the floor. And you're not going to stand up yet. Get on all fours and crawl across the floor to the bathroom.
Am I the only one that's getting a little aroused with this?
Yeah,
using some of my...
So
Mel's bedroom slithering voice is something special.
Yeah, the fart doesn't help the cause, But
He's loosening up.
I tell you
What,
there's something about that first part of the morning in silk PJs that really just sets a mood for the day, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a poo-poo platter, if you will. Just cleanses the palate. So anyway, the whole point of that is fall out of your bed onto the floor, slither across the floor for a good 2 or 3 minutes on all fours, and it helps to shake up the energy and the anxiety and dread. And she goes on for 4 or 5 minutes with this the whole time in her PJs holding a microphone. It's glorious.
Yeah. I didn't do this as any new age nonsense, but I mean, I've done it before that when you decide you're going to work out and get back into shape and you do the one workout, then you can't get out of bed. You just have to sort of flop yourself off and slowly bring yourself up to the standing position, the Cro-Magnon position, Cro-Magnon man. I don't know.
You know when the trainers always say, like, no, you just got to eventually, after lifting, the soreness goes away much faster. I mean, you won't even, it's just, and I'm always like, yeah, and if I stuck with it, I'd probably know that's true.
Yeah.
Just can't get past the soreness stage. Sorry. Speaking of soreness, Matt Zuccarello, my man from the Minnesota Wild on November 14th, in the middle of the game, went down to the ice in obvious pain. He took a wrist shot to the front office. Oh, man. The front office was covered with a cup. The cup now a bit of a token in the locker room because it has a giant dent in it. The cup struck Zuccarello's cup and ruptured his testicle.
Ow.
Foligno gave an interview and actually spilled the tea, if you will. He said the cup had a massive dent in it. We all thought, this is a quote, we all thought he was going to lose one nut, but it survived, and he's still got both of them. Poor guy got hit where the sun don't shine, and it ruptured his testicle. He can't lift anything.
My penis?
Man.
Oh, I mean, can't even lift a hockey stick? Come on, Zook.
Out for 3 or 4 weeks while he recovers.
That's it?
Whoo, baby.
Don't hurt penis.
That's I'm telling you right now, if we're sitting here doing the show and I somehow come down with a ruptured testicle, I'm retiring from radio, much less hockey. Man, talk
testicles,
about
penis.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's got to start wearing cups now.
Yeah.
Who stopped? Well, we got a cup check every morning. I'm waiting every morning before the show for the cup check, like the Little League when the coach would come down and knock on everyone's cup.
It's just a little Dixie cup, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't need much.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, last night the CMA Awards happened, and I'm kidding. Who cares? If you're planning on doing any cold weather camping, and we know a lot of people do, it's nice to get out there in that brisk cold air, pop a tent, put a sleeping bag down, and just be at one with nature. A viral video with a gentleman who's very well versed in outdoor winter camping has a tip for how to stay warm overnight. Take a plastic bottle, fill it with your own pee, which is about 37 degrees Celsius, 98 degrees Fahrenheit for you Americans. He wants you to fill a plastic bottle with your pee, seal it, stick it in your sleeping bag, and he says it'll keep you warm all night.
9.
It's pee-pee time.
No, what you do is you'll keep the pee warm all night with your body heat. It's like any other liquid. It's not in a Yeti. It's going to cool off very quickly. And, it doesn't. You know what? I see he's camping here by himself, and now I get why. Pee outside and take a woman with you, or vice versa, or just a buddy, or whatever, whatever works for your spooning delight.
We need to remember your body provides you with das Pipi Wasser. And you can use this. I wonder if this guy is a Sitzpinkler when he's at home, which is, of course, a German man who sits down to urinate.
Well, you know it.
I wonder if he's a sit squatter. I squat down in the woods and I sit down at home. And when I'm asleep in the sleeping bag with my own urine, I feel like I'm closer to my mommy.
Oh,
Don't
well,
ask me how the wires got so crossed. I had a traumatic childhood. Hey, good morning, Shakopee, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Shakopee, baby.
They get her done during Shocktober out there at Seaver's Corn Maze, but I think it opens up every year on Thanksgiving. They got a couple of million light bulbs they fire up there for the holiday. It's a drive-through light thing they've got down there.
Nice.
The kids and I used to always do it.
Bring the dog. Dogs love those light shows.
Do they really?
Yeah. I've driven Chauncey through one of those before, and he's just like, what in the hell is going on?
Oh,
and
you want to make the trip.
He wants to jump through the window and attack all the lights, but still, it's fun for us.
Yeah.
Of all of the ridiculous holiday shtick that we will be inundated with, all the products, especially for the holidays, there's actually one that's worth noting. Miller Lite has created something they call the Yule Lager. Not lager, but Yule Lager. It's a beer pouring fireplace. Need I say more?
You have my attention.
A limited edition piece of furniture. It's got an LED screen that looks like a crackling fire, complete with sound effects. But then up top of it is a chimney beer tower, and it pours ice cold beer. It's a tap system built into a fireplace. You're just going to stare at a fake fire that sounds and looks real. You're going to pour yourself ice cold beer, and you're going to be the envy of all you see.
Oh, man. I got a buddy, Andrew. He's freaking out right now. He's going to stay up tonight. I don't know what time it goes on sale on the Miller Lite website, but I was able to navigate their stringent security measures. You have to put in your birthday. No kid could figure out their way around that. But yeah, they're selling them for $2.50 a pop, but only 50 of them, man. You talk about a Black Friday online fight.
Man, no kidding.
Yeah.
It's pretty badass, honestly. It's They say it's very simple assembly. If you get one, you just snap the beer tower into the wooden base, plug that bad boy in. You pour 100 ounces of whatever you want to drink. It doesn't have to be Miller Lite, of course. It would be funny if it somehow knew if you weren't putting Miller Lite in and it would just shut down. Like if it had a firewall system where it's like, that's not Miller Lite.
All foam. It just spits it out, all foam.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So if you can get one of those, if you find one of those 250 Yule Lagers and it works, let us know and send us your address.
Yes, please. I put it on eBay for $1,000. I know one putz here in Minnesota that'll buy it.
Everybody's got a putz. We all have at least one putz we know.
For
that's
the rest
why you wear a cup.
For everyone else, they've got the Miller Lite Yule Lager Beer Blaze on YouTube. It's 9 hours of, imagine you're looking into a beer cup and or a beer glass, a pint of beer, and you can see the reflection of a burning fire in it. That's their You know, I'm a big fan. Up at Cragen's, they had 8 channels of fireplaces. I don't know if you guys found those or not, but all right.
Got to pull me out of the room when there's a fireplace on the TV.
Get the KQ Morning Show podcast wherever you listen. 92 KQRS.